Hello and welcome to the Film School Chronicle. I'm your host Bryce Quinn, and joining me today is the entire crew of Crackpot. That's the intro, thanks guys. Okay, welcome back. We've just done the intro for this episode of the podcast. We are on the set of Crackpot, the short film, and I'm joined by the director, Nicholas Okomi. How are you doing? Circum?
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't ask him.
That's okay. Circumby's a funny version of saying it though.
So it's funny, I've been writing that for the past week on camera logs.
It's a silent B and E.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Ms. Director, how are you feling right now? We've just wrapped shooting.
Feeling pretty great. Still lack of emotion. Honestly
Yeah.
though, it's gonna hit me next week and I'll be like, but honestly just so happy with everyone and how everyone's been on the crew the whole time. It's been very intense.
Oh yeah.
So intense, so many shots, so much asking of everyone here, and it's just been amazing. Everyone's been amazing. Every actor has been amazing. Every single bit of the prod design has been amazing. Every sound, camera, editing, everything's been flowing so amazing, and I'm so happy with everyone.
No, that's awesome. That's so good to hear. Just quickly for the audience, it is a bit of a different sound texture today. We are literally on the set as we're packing up and leaving, so you're going to be hearing a lot of background noise, a lot of people talking, and that's part of the magic of it, I think. Nicola, you've got a little gift here if you want to show the camera. So This says Bunker Sweet Bunker for the audio listeners back home, and it is signed by every crew member, and it's just such a lovely gift. And I'm so glad we've got it for the shot.
Our first AD, Josh Healey, had the idea, and he organised it with Karen Bayless, the wonderful production designer of the set that you see here today. And Josh's grandma actually sewed these together and embroidered it, which is so lovely.
All right. I'm going to be keeping these segments short and quick because I know you got lots of stuff that you want to be doing, and just a lot of relaxing that you might want to be looking forward to.
Yes.
So first things first, do you have anything that you would want to say just in general about being a director on a Grad Slate to the audience?
I'd say it's very stressful. Don't do it if you're not ready to put a whole lot of work in, a lot of hours, and also really irritate all your friends. You're gonna hurt them badly, but make sure that you pick yourself up and make sure that they are okay and you are okay as you go on. So it's the most important thing at the end of the day.
And my last question for you today, Nicola, would you do it again?
100% would do it again. Put them all through hell again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, from me, your second assistant camera, congratulations.
Thank you, Bryce, for coming on board. We've loved having you the entire week. I'm so happy that you wanted to be on it.
I'm happy that you let me on and let me stick around.
That's a wrap on Crackpot.
That is a wrap. Thank you, Nicola. We'll move on to our next guest.
Yes, thank you so much, Bryce. Goodbye.
Our second guest today is Karen Bayless, the prod designer for Crackpot. How are you doing, Karen?
Doing.
You're doing. So, and we're literally in your set right now. So this is probably like your baby, right?
This is the bones of my baby. Most of my baby is gone.
Right.
But
yeah.
This is her bones. Her good solid bones.
Yeah, good solid bones. So we've seen a lot of it just slowly vanish and everything. How long did this all take to put together?
It was pretty much myself and a team of.
Is it okay if I get you to lean forward? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a sad mic day.
Loud.
Yeah.
So it took myself and a team of about 6 other people 2 days to build. And then it was kind of a lot of 3 a.m. finishes. Mm-hmm. And so first day on set we were all very tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 2 massive days, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without my art department crew.
Yep.
Props to them, pun intended.
And so yeah, all sorts of stuff. So like wall wrapping, painting flats. Like how much of this did you build yourself? All right, back into the question. Sorry, quick interruption there, audience, but we're back into it. Let's see how we go.
Can I go here?
If you want, yeah. If you can frame up like that. I'm just gonna let Tara do her thing while we're sitting here answering the question about flats
Did we
and
build ourselves?
Yeah.
So all the flats already existed from the uni, and so did the flooring. But pretty much everything else we put together.
So we're seeing a lot of cabinets. We've got this fridge. We've got 2 shelves over there, massive shelves, and that lovely desk in the corner there.
So these are all found and or borrowed pieces.
And this chair as well that we're sitting on.
Yes, it has been claimed, but yes.
Yeah, it's been claimed. Yeah, awesome. We've got actually almost half of like the art department that I know of sitting over there. Do you guys want to jump in and say hi?
Get in, guys.
Get on camera.
The crew shot. Oh,
yeah, put the crew shot in. Get the crew shot in.
I'll hold you a little handheld moment.
So this is Zoe and Jade, 2 of our art department. Do you guys have any advice, any of the 3 of you, advice for prod designers in first or second years going into Grad Slate possibly?
Have a van.
Yeah.
Have a van.
Have a van. Lift with
or
your
a
legs.
boyfriend with a van.
That also works. Squeeze your ass as you're lifting with your legs. That's how you activate those muscles.
Fantastic.
Do some arm workouts.
workouts are good.
I would say always have
Power
a
tools.
Power tools?
Yeah, power tools.
Yep.
Always bring a spare box of set dressings because the moment you point a camera at something, you've got to fill the space 10% more.
Right.
And if you're working with the flats in the soundstage, good luck. They won't match.
Good luck and treat them nicely.
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
The crews later on will thank you for it.
yeah, they've had a hard life already. So
Yeah.
hopefully they get laid to rest and replaced soon.
We can only hope. But thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I'm going to move on to the next set of guests. I'll leave you to it.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, I'm joined by Izzy Bell. How are you doing? It's fine.
sorry guys.
It's all good. It's no stress.
Hold for sound.
Well, they can still hear us, so we're good to go.
Izzy Sheehan, actually.
The wood.
Izzy she? Oh, it says Izzy Bell on the...
I like Facebook not to know who I am.
Ah, no, very understandable. No, it's,
Now you've learned something about me.
No one likes to trust Mark. But anyways, Izzy Sheehan, sorry. How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
Well, you've been
Running
pretty...
on little sleep.
Running on little sleep. You've been a bit sleepy on set for the past couple of days.
There's a lot of insert photos.
Oh
that could be
yeah, on
referenced.
the BTS there's a lot of you sleeping, it's great.
Yeah.
But you are our lovely gaffer and you've been doing such an amazing work, job with the creative lighting. You've even lit for me today, which is just so nice.
You're welcome.
How have you found lighting to be on a Grad Slate?
Fun, intense. It's been 7 days straight. Do I look at the camera?
You can look at the camera, you can look at me, you can look at the mic.
Tara, go away. Go away. Okay, ask the question again.
How is lighting for you? How have you found it to be in the past couple of weeks?
It's been physically exhausting, but creatively fun.
Creatively fun. I've noticed you've done a lot of creative lighting and trying to adjust the tone of shadows and light as much as you can and like to make the space look really, really beautiful. And I personally think you've done an amazing job and I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Fuck yeah. Well, this particular shoot, the lighting has been pretty naturalistic, so like it hasn't been necessarily like, creative in a way of like noir or super intense shadows and lighting ratios. It's been pretty, I wouldn't say basic because it was hard, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to try and apply lots of different stuff in different locations.
So we've had interiors and exteriors. We're interior here now in the bunker obviously, but we've had lots of exterior shoots on location, so we've been moving gear there, setting up these massive lighting rigs, adjusting for wind, adjusting for where the sun's moving throughout the day.
Exteriors are fun. It's manipulating
you mentioned that a couple times how you enjoy manipulating the sunlight that's already there as opposed to having this blank canvas of a dark soundstage and creating all the light for that situation.
It's much more fun, personally speaking, to work with existing light because when you're in the interior, it's certainly like you've got lots of light bouncing off reflections. You're currently in a box, and the goal is to make it seem three-dimensional on screen. Like obviously we're in the 3D world, but I guess I just mean you're trying to bring it to life and not have it be so flat and pretend you're in a real room, which is challenging, and I'm sure we'll see the product.
Okay, well, do you just quickly have any advice for people who are interested in lighting and maybe a bit scared to jump into it?
Jump into it. I have chronic social anxiety, and it's horrifying, but hey, lighting is really fun. A lot of it is hands-on work, and also Griffith Library has a surprising amount of resources on lighting.
Right.
So go to the library, rent out some books, just do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming on and chatting. And we're going to jump in our next guest. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the final product, I guess, in the lighting.
Ciao.
All right, for our next guest, we have Tara Lee Phillips, our first assistant camera, and Brooke Rankin, our director of photography. How are you going, guys?
Great.
Amazing.
Great. Feeling good now that we've wrapped?
Yeah, it's been a long week.
It has been a long week. It has been a long week.
Many tears.
Many tears, yeah.
There were tears, yeah.
Yeah, and that's, how have you found Grad Slate? How have you felt about it?
It was as intense as I imagined, but it was such an experience, and I'm so glad I did it. And I'm so glad I got the position of DOP on such an incredible story and bringing it to life. Like, I saw this script from the very beginning, first draft in PPD, and I saw it really come to life this week, and it was an incredible experience.
It really has. I think we can all say that we're so excited to see how it looks, especially being the people behind the camera, being the ones, moving it around, moving tripods all day, swinging lenses, all that. Well,
Stress.
Not so many swinging lenses.
Zooming
Zooming lenses.
Zooming lenses.
So, Tara, you're a second year just like I am. How have you found to be a first AC on a Grad Slate? How's that been?
I've never been more stressed in my life, and I'm not that invested, obviously, in terms of I haven't been here from the start, but at the end of this week now, I'm this is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to do this all the time. And I'm excited for next year. Like, super excited for next year for when we do Grad Slate.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially like being here with these guys and watching them go through this kind of journey. It's like, now I'm super invested in the story because I've seen all of it now.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, this is going to be amazing when we get to watch it back
yeah.
after it's been edited. Good luck, Nick, buddy.
Yeah, good luck, Nick.
Delightful editor. But yeah, I just have a quick question. Any advice for second and first years going into camera roles? What do you want to say to them?
Ooh. Learn what you need to learn, dude.
Learn your stuff, learn every kind of lens ever, because like obviously when I came on to Grad Slate, the lenses I was given weren't my first preference, and I had to learn how to really utilize the zoom lenses. And once I learned what their full potential was, I created a beautiful picture with them.
Yeah.
Learn everything you
Please.
can. Please. Like, and especially because a lot of other DOPs come in first AC for you, you go first AC for other DOPs. Like, you need to learn everything that there is so you can really help your team and really help the cohort.
Yeah, and don't like sell yourself short. Like,
Yeah.
do what you have to do so that you're the most capable you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one question for you, Brooke, as we go into the future now and we go and look towards next year and what like your future holds, would you do this again?
I would.
You would?
I would.
Yeah? You want to be a
I
DOP?
would. Yeah. No, this is definitely my thing. I've known it's my thing since I was in early high school, and I would continue to do it, and I will continue to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much, guys. We're going to head over to the next set of guests, and I will be seeing you probably in 10 minutes. Packing stuff.
Mint. Thanks.
See ya.
Now I'm joined by Josh Healey, our first AD. How you doing, Josh?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling great because you let me do this podcast. On
Yeah.
set. But you've just wrapped a Grad Slate, and you've been first AD the whole time. It's
Yep.
the most famously stressful job. So how are you feeling now?
Pretty relieved.
Yeah.
It's been pretty full on. Massive, ambitious project. Very, very stressful. I really wish we had another week of shooting. It would have made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just a lot of time crunches. And it's been
Well, just from someone who does love doing production stuff, I just
Yeah.
want to say massive congratulations to
Oh,
be able to put that into just this. This project has been able to
Yeah.
be like confined into 1 week of shooting. So
Yes.
like huge kudos to that. That's amazing.
I think I realized like halfway through, or maybe like the second day, I realized that I kind of need to reschedule like a lot of my stuff. So instead of being able to release the call sheet at like, a reasonable time, it's been like pushed to like, 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock, like uploads, just because I've been like rescheduling stuff because I realized how everyone works, and I couldn't really get a good grasp on how people worked, especially the crew in POC. But then having the first 2 days, I'm like, oh wow, this team works a little bit differently than what I expected, so I needed to like start to change things around. And I think that really helped out. But yeah, there's always hiccups here and there, but
Yeah.
we managed to always get it done.
Just a quick question. So I know in my cohort there was a huge hesitancy to jump into production office roles.
Yeah.
So what is it that draws you to doing first AD work and producing work?
Well, I think I talked about it with you, but I think for me it's that I wanted to be kind of a part of every department in a sense, and like delegating and organizing and scheduling and all that stuff. Like I love paperwork, and which is a weird thing to say, but I love like
I'm right there with you, man.
like being on any production. I'm always looking at the call sheets and stuff, and I always get giddy looking at the schedules and the one-line schedules and shooting schedules and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And people look at me funny when I'm like, dude, you see the call sheet, how cool that is? And they're like, what? And I'm like, dude, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like being on like big productions, I'm like, this is like what my target is. I'm like, this is insane, like the amount of detail and work. But yeah, it's a crazy role to be a part of. But yeah, I think I just wanted to do a bit more than what a director does, because I thought, oh, if I want to, work with departments and delegate and do this stuff, it's like, oh, I have to be a director. But then I realized that directors don't actually, do a lot with each department. It's kind of, they work with the HODs and they mainly work with the first AD, and mainly their job is just to, direct the actors and make sure that that story resonates onto screen. And it's the AD's job to actually, work with every department and every crevice and nook and cranny and, create these things. And I think that's what really draws me to it, because I love the, I love how crews work, and I love how only a few days on set can really you create like a family. Like we're all a lot closer now because we like have these hardships and we have goals together, so we really get to know each other in like the good and the bad. And I just love the camaraderie that it creates, and I think it's incredible how, like I said, like a few days can bring so many people together, and the film set like vibe is insane.
Oh man, it's been crazy. This is my first week-long production. Is the first long anything I've done in terms of production stuff.
Yeah.
And just the camaraderie, as you say, has just been insane. Today I've just been like, this is crazy. I feel like family with some of these people.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And especially in those hard times, you really get to see people at their worst, but you also get to see people at their best, and when they're doing like art and they're creating, it's incredible. I think what separates a film school film set from a real set is the fact that no one's getting paid. It's all kind of, of course the marks are there, but it's kind of the passion is there. And I think a lot of people will be like, oh, people are here because they have to do it. But I think after a few days you realize that people are here because they want the story to be told.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think it's incredible.
Right, well I think that might be all we have time for today, unfortunately, because we are running out of footage. And I'm going to leave it there. So thank you, Crackpot crew, for letting me do this podcast on your set. And thank you, Josh, for letting me do it on your set specifically.
Not a problem, mate.
And until next time, this has been the Film School Chronicle.